Let's go.
The Sportz Nutz are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Sportz Nutz. As you see, as always, we'll have an amazing show for you. But first and foremost, I am, host for today. Of course, Brandon couldn't make it, but he's watching and he's gonna, provide us with some lame comments here and there. But it is what it is. Shane. Been a minute, man. Been a minute. What's up?
Oh yeah, man. Just staying on this side of the bad cold, COVID, whatever. You keep that down there in Atlanta with you, but man, just enjoying the first day of the work week. Got a retirement party tomorrow for somebody at work, so
Okay.
Cooking up a little desserts here after the show. So gonna get that going and enjoy them tomorrow at work. But man, ready to get into the night's episode. I know Brandon's not going to be with us, but man, it's still going to be jam packed, guys. We got a good friend, Coach Vince, coming on with us. Ben should be here momentarily, so definitely. Shout out to everybody tuning in and listening. And let's get it going.
Of course. And as you see, guys, like I said, he's always there. He's like an annoying little itch, man. He just never goes away. That is, of course, Brandon down there with the lame comments thing. But yeah, man, for those who, don't know, man, you haven't seen me for a while, man. I had the vid, guys. I had some kind of variation of COVID, man, and it had me laid out. But I'm back better than ever, ready to roll, man. So like Shane alluded to, man, we got a good friend, man, Coach Vince on, man, from Straight Sports Talk. He's joining us, talk about his Midwestern Bulldogs being champs. Also going to give us thoughts on the Detroit Pistons, and we're gonna slide Michigan in there for him a little bit, man, since the boys are balling, with their 28-year-old, what's his name? What's your boy's name? Yaxel. But Yaxel's a baller. They call him Mini Bron right now, so he's a baller. So we're gonna touch on that. Then afterwards, man, we're gonna touch on a few things as well. We're gonna touch on what's going on with sports. We're gonna touch on everything that we possibly can in this hour frame, guys. But Shane, like you alluded to, man, I'm glad you had a good weekend. Glad everything is good with you. We'll wait for Ben to come on a little bit later. But what we're gonna do right now, we're going to bring on a good friend to the show. Brandon coached with him in football. I had the pleasure of meeting him about 10 plus some odd years ago, man, down in Florida. That story we're gonna keep to ourselves, but I had a pleasure of meeting this guy, man. He's coached for a very, very, very long time. Not only a student of the game, but a teacher of the game as well. Let's go ahead and bring him on, Coach Vince.
Hey,
Vince.
what up? What up, everybody? How y'all be?
What's up,
Hey,
man? I
I
know.
kind of figured you was gonna throw that in.
Hey, man, we gonna leave that alone, man. It's been a while since I seen you, man. I think the last couple of times you were on, I wasn't on, man. So, no, it's a
Yeah,
pleasure to see you, man. Like I said, you're one of the most authentic, guys that I know, man. And you speak from here. It comes
yeah,
from here.
yeah.
Everything's from the
Oh
heart, and
yeah,
everything's
oh
authentic.
yeah, oh yeah.
It comes from there, man. But Brandon had some things he wanted to ask you and everything like that. We'll go ahead and honor that since he's not here. But it's always good to see you.
You as
Congratulations.
well. You too,
Yeah,
Shane. Good to see you,
Oh
man.
yeah, oh yeah. Good
yeah,
to see
man.
you, Coach.
Yeah, man. So,
I'll be in your neck of the woods, man. In May,
ooh,
May
Oh, okay.
23rd, I'll be in Huntsville.
okay,
Oh, okay.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah.
hey, man. Look,
I got a pro day coming up. Pro day showcase. Um, against the Tri-City River Gators. I'm with the a sports agency called Rank Up Athletics, and I'm the head coach of the arena team that will be facing off against the Tri-City River Gators May 23rd.
May 23rd. All right,
Yeah,
Vince. So, hey, man. Look, man. Congrats on winning the championship, man. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
no
it's a great
doubt,
feeling. I
no
know you coached
doubt.
for a long time. And the love for the game never really leaves. But talk to us about that feeling you got when you saw the clock hit zeros, the alarm sounded, and you were the champ. Let us know.
Well, I knew we was gonna be champs at halftime. What's so crazy about it is the team we played in the championship, they beat us the very first game 26-6. And that was my first time all us gelling together, and we didn't do a good job. I didn't even do a good job. And I even told them that. So we buckled down, man, and the team that I'm with, the Midwestern Bulldogs, shout out to them, shout out to our owner, Mr. Donovan Sanchez. He is the owner and he's my starting quarterback as well. Great owner, man. One of the best ones I've been had a privilege to coach for. But anyway, they bought into the system I came with, the structure, the discipline, the culture, everything, and I was the only coach. There was no other coach. I did this, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams, recruiting, you name it, I did it. You know. So throughout the season, man, we practiced, to prepare for each game. Last season, 2024, they was 1-6. Um, when I got part of the team and added a few more players and stuff. The team was 5-2, and the team we played the first game, we beat them 24-0 in the championship game. I mean, we literally put our foot on their neck. And at halftime, they couldn't even move the ball over 60 yards on us,
Wow.
passing and running. So shout out to my defense and offense, man. When I say we locked down, and we really prepared for each game. What teams was messing around, we was putting work in.
Okay.
Whether it was in Ohio or Indiana or Michigan, we was putting work in. Yeah, and
Okay.
and when I say my first league championship was a national championship, my very first, it felt amazing. But I really let the guys celebrate it because that was their first time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wanted it more. I wanted more for them. Always good to see you, Coach Brandon. Um, to see them to shine in the light, man. It felt good, man. It really did, and it showed everybody here in the state of Michigan that I can coach and teach the game of football,
Yeah.
not just on the field but off the field as well.
Okay. All right, Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Coach. Thanks again for joining us this evening, man. We really do appreciate it, and it really have a good time whenever you're on with us.
No
But
doubt.
I know. I know. I see the hat. So right now,
Go blue.
both the men's and the women's tournaments are going on. But I want to kind of ask you a little bit about the women's tournament. Right now, they're playing against Texas. Unfortunately, have gone down early, but man, they've got a team that can really push the pace and maybe force Texas to struggle a little bit. Kind of give us your thoughts on this women's team and what they've been able to accomplish this year. And do you think they can make it past mighty Texas tonight?
I haven't been following the women's Michigan basketball because when they're playing or whatever, I got something going on, you know. But from what I'm seeing, um, they making noise out there, and they letting the women's basketball teams know y'all got to come through Michigan if y'all want to win. You know, they hitting on all cylinders, offense and defense, rebounding. They doing everything that they supposed to do. Far as playing Texas, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a very good game, just like with Arizona, with Michigan, Arizona. That's gonna be a dog fight too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to see the women and the men moving forward. Um, Michigan going to the national championship, and I'm looking forward that the Michigan women's team moving forward as well to their Final Four as well.
Okay, Vince. Speaking of the men's team that you so eloquently brought up, with them going to the championship game, what is it about this team that's different from all of the other Michigan basketball teams? Do you see any differences? Are there any differences? Did they
Oh,
just
it's a
get
lot of
lucky?
it's
Yeah, yeah. Let
it's
us
a
know. Let us know. Since
it's
that's
a
your
lot of
team, let us
difference.
know.
It's a lot of difference, man. We can go back to when they first won they national championship. You know, and Ramir Robinson and Terry Mills and all them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Them boys was gunslingers. You know. And then when the Fab Five came, you know, even though they didn't win the national championship, but they changed the culture of basketball. But these young men here, they doing it in a different way. Um, they doing it on the boards. They doing with the flow control with the guards. They doing it with a big man. Um, what I can say, and I can go by what same thing what Jalen Rose said. They got to win it to be talked about one of the best of Michigan teams. But they are, man. They very good, and I think that they're gonna give Arizona a run for their money. Everybody counting them out, because Arizona, what they've been doing, and I see Illinois beating UConn, but that's a different story. And they don't want two Big Ten teams in the national championship. You know, that's too politically right for them. You know.
Go ahead, Shane.
Oh yeah, Coach Vince. Man, I know you're Michigan through and through, and man, we're only about a month away from the draft right now. The Lions up there in Detroit, man, they've made a couple off-season moves. Be it after kind of a lackluster season this past year, but man, they just kind of they keep trying to add some pieces here and there. But what do you see Detroit doing in this upcoming draft? What are they going to focus on to try to put themselves back in that NFC North conversation for that title?
First off, I was kind of hurt they got rid of David Montgomery. For whatever reason that was. Um, hey, who knows? But the pieces they brung in, far as the offensive line, they did very. I give them a B+ on that. What they really, I think they should. They brung in some DBs that I think that'll contribute to their defense. Edge rushers, they need somebody to complement Aiden Hutchinson. That's one of the one they've been lacking at a lot, man. To compliment Aiden Hutchinson, man. So far, man, I just gotta wait and see what the Lions gonna do, man. Again, I haven't really been following, you know what I'm saying, because of all the things that I have going on with my sports show and my arena team and with this Rank Up Athletic Sports Agency and getting me a team together for these certain games. So yeah, I haven't really been picking up on everything with the Lions and Michigan, even with Michigan football team. I haven't been really following, but I will be at the spring game. That's for sure. That's for sure. I will be at that one. So, but I feel like, they making the move to win a championship this year. I think the moves that they making, if they don't get to where they need to get to this year, it's done deal for Detroit.
Okay.
It's a done deal. That's just my opinion. But I feel that I think this is Detroit year.
Okay.
Not just saying because I'm a Lions fan, but I think this is their year.
Yeah. Well, they got the coaching for it. They got the offense and the defense for it, man. So we'll see what happens. But Vince, moving on, man. Tell us, man, what made you want to create your own sports talk show, and the direction that you've gone with it, man. It gives the little people a voice. So it's nice to have big plays out there, yes, but there's something special about the smaller group. So kind of elaborate and go into that about what caused you to start what you're doing now.
Really, my fault when I first started Straight Sports Talk, I started it on Facebook when I was affiliated with this other team. But when things didn't work out, I say, you know what, I'm finna continue with my podcast, and I named it Straight Sports Talk, and I dedicated it to women's football, tackle football. And the reason why I did that is because you got a lot of women athletes in the WNFC, the AWFL, which is the Americans Women's Football League, the WFA, which is Women's Football Alliance, and WNFC is Women's National Football Conference. And I've been following them for years because I used to coach women tackle football and flag. Shout out to Coach Donnie, who was in Atlanta, who owns the Atlanta Storm women's flag football. She gave me my first coaching gig. You know what I'm saying? So when saw the women not getting the recognition that they deserve, because they play just as harder, they passion, they structure, they discipline, and they doing it on a professional level. Seriously, they got good coaches, good owners, good league owners, good staff, marketing, so forth. And, they got it. I was just last year. I was just watching the Cup 9 national championship at the Dallas Stadium between the Texas Elite Spartans and the Washington Prodigy. And when I say these ladies was balling, I mean they had me off my seat, you know. And then also you had in the Hall of Fame game, you had the DC Divas and the New St. Louis Slam, and you had other teams playing like Richmond Black Widows, who won their Division 3 national championship at WFA. I watched them play, but mainly it was about the Toledo Troopers. If anybody ever look up the Toledo Troopers, they paved the way for women's tackle football. They started back in the 70s. They won 7 world championships. Only lost 1 game in that 7 years. And they are in the Hall of Fame, right? In the NFL Hall of Fame. They had a running back that was compared to Jim Brown, Franco Harris, and um, 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 O.J. Simpson, and her name is Linda Jefferson. She ran over 8,000 yards with over 300 some touchdowns.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I do it, because you know these ladies put their heart and soul. They even have a transfer portal in the WNFC. You got women playing that's in Atlanta playing for the Mississippi Panthers, and they making every practice. You know what I'm saying? And they got families and they got careers. So yeah, that's why I put them out there, and they deserve to get paid, man. They deserve it. Because you got the Music City Misfits out of Tennessee. You got the New England Rebellion. You got the Detroit Proud. I just had them on my show this past Friday. The owner. The things they doing off the field. So yeah, man, that's why I do it, man, because these women need the voice. They need to be recognized for the things they doing, not just on the field, but off the field. You got a young lady that plays for the Texas Elite Spartans. They comparing her to Derrick Henry.
Wow.
I gotta see that.
Literally.
I
And I'm
gotta see
talking about
that.
with
I
the
want to see that.
forearm. Seriously. And she's a professional MMA fighter.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna reach out to you after the show, man. I'm gonna get some information on, where we can kind of view these games and things like that, Vince.
If you want to view the games, download Victory Plus. They just had they season started last week. The WNFC, they started last week. They show all their games on Victory Plus.
Okay.
All their games.
Okay. Shane, go ahead with the last question.
Oh yeah, well, Coach, thanks again for joining us tonight, man. Again, we really appreciate it, and man, that was some very interesting stuff. I know me and Matt definitely perked up. I'm fixing to, once we get off of here, go look some stuff up. So
Yeah, look it up.
so
Yeah.
man, appreciate
Victory
that. But
Plus,
I know we talked a little bit about the team from last year, and congratulations again, champ.
Thank you.
You can say that, but can kind of tell us a little bit about what you got going on with this team this upcoming season. I think I saw maybe a tryout sometime in June.
Yeah.
But just kind of let everybody out there know kind of what you guys are getting prepared for and getting geared up to do this coming season.
Well, we got the Midwestern Bulldogs. We had tryouts on June 28th. It's going to be held in Toledo, Ohio. We are a professional developmental football team. It's not a paid team. We let everybody know it's not a paid team, because you have a lot of teams out here talk about they pay players and everything, but they don't pay them. And then you got all this nonsense going on. That's why I say shout out to the owner, Donovan Sanchez, who is my starting quarterback. But yeah, tryouts is June 28th in Toledo, Ohio. We building. We're gonna be playing in the United States Arena League Football League. The season starts in September, and we looking to go in that league and win the championship. Also, like I said, with my Bulldogs, I'm also with Rank Up Athletics Sports Agency, and they gave me, we looking for talents to get, go overseas, play in the UFL, CFL, or play on a professional arena football team. And I have the opportunity to be the head coach of the arena team for Rank Up Athletics. That will be displayed May 23rd in Huntsville, Alabama. And it's going to be a lot of pro scouts there, and players is going to get signed to a professional football team, but they got to go out there and show their skills. I got a few of my players from the Midwestern Bulldogs will be playing for me in that game, you know. So yeah, I'm doing a lot to help players get to the next level, man. I am because it's about helping the next person that has a dream and a goal. Yes, I want to be on a professional level coaching and stuff, and I know I can, but I want to see these players go out there and make it and succeed and let the next person know that if you follow your dream and put the work in and trust the process, hey, your dream will come true.
Okay. Okay. And Coach, man, this is a kind of a question that I wanted to ask you when you were on a couple episodes ago. So I'm gonna touch back to it. But without getting into the semantics of it, without getting into the intricacies of it, and this is relating to Michigan men's football. Without getting into the meat and potatoes, we don't want to mention what happened. We don't want to mention what's going on right now. But can you tell us kind of what the consensus is in the Michigan area about that team, and what can they do to get back on track?
Oh, let me tell you something, man. Let me get my hat situated here.
Without mentioning what happened, remember that.
No, I don't know. No, I ain't listen, I ain't even thinking about that. I'm thinking about what's going on right now. And Kyle Whittingham, he doing his thing.
Okay.
He's bringing Michigan football back. I will be going live April 18th at the Big House for the spring game. Like I say, I haven't been keeping so much, but the direction that they're going, they got a quarterback. They got two quarterback coaches, and you know Ty Detner. Ty Detner was an awesome quarterback.
Yeah.
He's helping with Bryce Underwood. They got key pieces in for the defense, the offensive line. I think they're gonna get the I forgot the name of that award. I think they're gonna get that this year. Yeah, I think that's gonna get that this year. But for me right now, I feel they're gonna get two losses. They're gonna get two losses. Will they get to the playoffs? It's a maybe. It's a maybe. But the direction that Kyle Whittingham has done, I give him 10 A pluses, man.
Okay.
You know, he's doing an awesome job, man. You know, changing things, removing things, replacing them, you know, keeping the running back coach, you know. I like that. He kept that because he got a lot of ties with a lot of solid running backs, you know, like we got the one that's came in now, that's in now. But yeah, the way that things going now, yeah. Shout out to Coach Kyle, man. He's doing the right thing. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not gonna lie, I didn't think you guys were gonna keep Bryce. I thought Bryce was out of there, man. But hey, man.
No. He ain't going nowhere. He locked in, baby. He locked in, baby.
I see.
He locked in.
Hey, Ben, man, welcome to the show, man. Is there anything you want to add to this or anything like that? Any questions you got?
Yeah, question for Coach. Coach, you know, we've talked a lot about tonight, you know, just talked a lot about the little guy. You know, we talked a lot about, you know, perseverance and you know, my question to you is, you know, what would you say, you know, as motivation to those that are watching the show tonight, to those that have dreams of, you know, dreams of greatness, you know, whether it be on the gridiron or whether it be in the booth, you know, what would kind of be your message to those that are watching today?
I'll say this, you know, and I tell my players from the past to who I'm coaching the teaching game with now. You got to trust in your process. You got to believe in yourself. You can't let nobody dictate or say that you can't do this, you know, or you too short of this. You know, put the work in, be disciplined, be accountable for yourself, and be responsible. You know what I'm saying? And but
Absolutely.
most important thing is to stay humble and keep God out in front. You know,
That's
and
right.
I started learning that myself. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? But the main thing, you gotta trust the process. You gotta have. Matter of fact, let me get away from belief, because belief is what man think is true. You gotta have faith in yourself to
Right.
know that you're going to accomplish this, that you're going
Yeah.
to fulfill your dream. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up. If you playing football, basketball, rugby, lacrosse, or whatever the sport may be, if you got to get up at 5 in the morning, get up at 5 in the morning, put that work in.
That's
You got to
right.
balance your life. You got to know how to balance your life out. You got to know, because some people have families, some people work, you got studies, and you got to know how to balance all that out. But the main thing, you got to stay focused, because I don't know if I could say this, on a religious point, you got a lot of devils. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? That want to bring you down. And I always use this statement. I say, without a foe, a soldier never know his strength. A foe is a person that want to bring you down or do harm to you.
Right.
Without a foe, a soldier never know his strength. And thought must become from the depth. When you develop your mind, you strengthen your mind up, to beat those foes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Absolutely.
this stay consistent. It's all about consistency. That's it. Consistency, believe, have faith in yourself, have faith in God, stay humble, and trust the process and perfect your craft. Whether you in the workplace, on the whatever, the baseball diamond, football, basketball court, whatever sport or workplace, you just gotta trust the process and perfect your craft. And you can't be you can't go into stuff with an attitude, So that's my
Awesome.
advice, to whoever it may be, young, old, man, women, whoever, man. That's what it's all about, man.
It's great.
Okay. All right. So
Real.
hey Vince, man. We want to wish you well on your upcoming season, man. For the
Thank
Bulldogs.
you.
Yeah.
But you know,
100%.
let everybody know where they can find you on social media, and tell everybody, please, where they can find every episode of your show and when your next one drops.
Um, you can find me on social media. I got 2 Facebook pages. Both of them name is Coach Vincent Fortner Bay. My podcast be live on Facebook, and my YouTube channel, which is my Facebook page, um Coach Vincent Fortner Bay. It also, and I want to give a shout out to my producer, Big Easy. His name is Eric Buckner. Everybody call him E-Buck. I call him Big Easy. He my producer. He produced all my shows. My shows come on every Friday at 8 p.m. You can check them out on YouTube, which is Coach Vincent Fortner Bay, or you can go to the Nighthawk Network. Nighthawk Network. Get off my line, Nighthawk Network, and see my shows there and all other shows that's on that he produces as well. But Straight Sports Talk is every Friday at 8 p.m.
Okay. All right, Coach. Again, man, once again, we want to thank you for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. It's always a pleasure.
No doubt.
Um,
I
and
ain't
if you,
forget about that highway though.
oh man, hey man, like I said, man, some things are just best left unsaid, man. So that's what we're gonna
Right.
do. That's what we're gonna do, man.
Can I give a couple of shout outs if that's okay?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I want to get a shout out to the owner, Don Sanchez of the Midwestern Bulldog. Shout out to the Midwestern Bulldogs for winning the 2025 GIAFL National Championship. Shout out to Rank Up Athletics for giving me the opportunity to coach and teach and help prepare young men to go to the next level. And shout out to Big Easy, Get Off My Line, Straight Sports Talk. And
All
shout
right.
out to y'all, man, Sportz Nutz, man, for allowing me to come on, for real. Coach Brandon,
Absolutely.
all y'all, man. It's an honor, man, for real. For real. It's an
Oh yeah,
honor.
Hey
yeah,
man, like
we
I said,
appreciate
man,
it.
I think it's best that Brandon wasn't on today, man. We can all get some words in today. So other than that, man, hey, look, man, coach, man, for me, for Brandon, for everybody, man. Hey, man, stay blessed. Again, we appreciate you,
No
man.
doubt.
Good luck, Michigan. Pistons are balling this year,
Yeah, they
and
are.
Yeah.
the Lions look good, man. You guys are looking good up there,
Hey,
man.
but
You guys looking good.
but them Midwestern Bulldogs
There
look
you go.
even better.
There you go. There you go, man. There you go.
That's
There
right.
you go. All right, Vince, man. Have a good
All
one,
right,
man.
man.
All
Y'all
right.
stay up, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, boss.
Take care.
All right, man. So, hey, man, shout out to Coach Vince, man. Like I said, man, stand-up dude. Everything's right here from the heart, man. Very passionate, wears his heart on the sleeve, and going to tell it to you raw. Give it to you raw and unfiltered, man. So make sure you check out his show. Check out his show every Friday, and you won't be disappointed, man. Real good show, man. Great guest and an even better host. So, shout out to Coach, man. But Ben, man, what's up, man? Everything good? It's been a while since I seen you, man. I had that vid out there, man. I was suffering from the vid, so I'm glad to see the light of day again. But what's up, man? Everything good?
Yeah, man. You look better than you ever had before, man. I'm glad you're doing good.
Just glowing, man. Just glowing. We're glowing.
Yeah, you're glowing, man.
Glowing out there. So
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're doing well, man.
Appreciate it, man. I see you got your Miami Heat ensemble on today, man. I guess Bam scored that 83 points, and ever since then he scored a combined 83 points line. But other than that, guys,
yeah, exactly.
Exactly. No, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing.
We're playing right now, and we're losing. I hope we keep losing. I want a lottery pick, man. I want their sake.
Guys, also shout out to Brandon's nephew, man, Jackson, man. He has a chance to play for the in the Little League World Series. So shout out to him. Other than that, man, guys, this weekend, we were all treated to some really good sports news, but the big news broke on Friday. And, shout out to Shane for mentioning it on Friday. Shane, you want to go ahead with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, as I've mentioned Friday, real quick in an honorable mention or kind of sort of in an honorable mention, the Connecticut Suns have been bought by Houston Rockets owner Tillman, Fertitta, I believe is the name.
Yeah.
But definitely a major moment. Record $300 million the price tag on this.
Wow.
They'll play this season in Connecticut, but we'll return to Houston in 2027. As you all know, Houston was one of the inaugural WNBA teams. They're actually they ended up winning the first 4 championships.
Yep. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Coops. Yep. Tina Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, and their name was the Houston Comets, and the owner has come out and said that the namesake will return. So they will be the Houston Comets when they come back. It's still up to the WNBA Board of Governors. They still got to approve the sale and the relocation. But that's kind of cavalier news with it all coming out right now. I think it's kind of a done deal. It's just for the official vote now. But a very interesting thing that I found out when after looking at this over the weekend and all, and a little bit today, there was a ownership group that actually put in a bid for $325 million. One of them was Boston Celtics, led by one of their minority owners. But the WNBA kind of nixed that real quick for some reason. But they Connecticut Suns actually had 2 games in Boston this year, which were 2 sellouts in the Garden. So that's a very, very interesting thing to see. But I'm going to be looking forward to what kind of new moderation of the logo and everything else that they do come out with, especially uniforms. There's so much that you can do with that. And kind of with the WNBA and all still having the vote on that relocation. Matt, I know you got a little bit of something else on the topic as well in WNBA that might help this go with this story.
Yeah, man. Also, word came down on Saturday that the following cities are listed for the next set of expansion cities in the WNBA. And those particular cities are, in no particular order, of course, Charlotte, Miami, Orlando, Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Remember, New Orleans, not New Orleans. New Orleans and Nashville. So tell me, man, out of those cities, again, Charlotte, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, New Orleans, and Nashville, which cities would you guys like seeing, next on the list? Are there any other cities that you think should be on this list? But they're going to select 3 cities in the upcoming months. So two questions pretty much. Which cities that aren't on this list do you think should be on this list? And of the cities that I mentioned, which three do you think are going to be the ones that they choose?
I mean, I think first you have to look at the size of the city. You have to look at the infrastructure, and you may ask, well, why does that matter? Because you have to be able to, the city has to be able to accommodate not just the teams, but the fans and the increased tourism. So, I think for that reason, I think Miami, Orlando, New Orleans are probably your three most likely to get one of those teams.
Mhm.
Another city I would love to see get some attention is if it hasn't already, is I believe Kansas City. Kansas City or St. Louis. I don't see why not. Just add another add another team in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, well, and I'm kind of with you on that one, Ben. New Orleans, it's kind of one of those iffy cities for me, though. I don't know how much fanfare that they'll have there. It just depends on how good the team may be. Is kind of how their fans kind of show up. Other than for football, they always show up for football, but that's about it. I definitely like Orlando on that list. Of course, I'd love to see Charlotte in there. But I think you can look at some other teams and cities outside of the general scope of things, especially when you're talking about women's basketball, and look at kind of mid-major cities. A good one to mention would be like Richmond, Virginia. There's a very
Yeah.
strong basketball culture there in Virginia. So definitely would be interesting to see something possibly there or in a kind of a smaller market city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. Low key, man, I like Nashville. But I think the league wants to see how a men's team would do there first before they put something in Nashville. That's just my personal opinion. I think that's what's going to happen with Nashville. But I like Nashville. I like.
I don't know with Nashville being so close to Memphis, though.
I know, but yeah. I won't be surprised if they move the Grizzlies to Nashville. To be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Get them out of Memphis, boy. But nah, man. Miami, of course. I think Miami, of course, will be one of the cities that gets it. I don't think they'll give Miami and Orlando to have them at the same time, like the NBA did. I think in '98, Orlando and Miami both came in the league at the same time. '88, I'm sorry, '88. I think in '88, Orlando and Miami came in the league at the same time. I don't think that happened here in the WNBA. But I think Miami will be the one to get one, and I think it's going to be Miami and Charlotte. Miami, Charlotte, and probably New Orleans. Yeah, probably New Orleans. Charlotte's growing. Charlotte's a great city. It's growing. Especially now with the Hornets doing so well. The city has a real buzz about it. No pun intended. So, hey man, I can see that. As far as me, as I see, asked here. Nashville is a great city for it. Yes, Matt, we'll see you later. So join the party. Some cities that I would like to see that aren't on this list. I don't know, man. Maybe another New York team. Maybe another another California team, because it's just what the Sparks and what else? They don't have the Monarchs anymore, right?
The Golden State
Valkyries.
Yeah.
But maybe bring the Monarchs back, man. At least give Sacramento something to cheer about for once. So, hey, man.
Well, yeah. I think the eastern part of the United States would be more likely, and the reason being is because the western part already has 7 teams. If you add another one, it's even more lopsided. You have 8 in the West and only 6 in the East. So.
Yeah. That's how it is in the NBA, because in the NBA, they, of course, the Vegas and the Seattle thing went through or whatever, man. So either Minnesota or Memphis are going to go over to the Eastern Conference.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
I would like to see. I want to see Ant-Man in the East Coast, Eastern Conference playoffs. I want to see that. Boy, I want to see that. So I think that'd be a good thing. All right, let's go ahead and move on, guys. Jason Heyward, for those who don't know, he was a baseball player that played for the Braves. Had his heyday in the Braves. Heyward, again, no pun intended. Jason Heyward, man, has announced his retirement from the Major League Baseball. The J. Hay kid, as they called him, broke into the baseball scene early. Had an ESPN story done about him. His childhood best friend's mom was in the stands for the first ever MLB game for the Atlanta Braves. There was so much promise with him. He didn't live up to the hype, but he had a very strong and productive career. Very solid player, man. He didn't expect too much, but, was solid. It's hard to say goodbye to a lot of legends as we see them, but if you have them, what are your favorite memories of Jason Heyward? Again, if you have him.
Well, I can tell you, man, he was probably one of the first players I can remember that graced the MLB with that kind of size and athleticism and skill level the match had. I mean, he was about as, if not a 5-tool player, as close to a 5-tool, 4-tool player that you could be. But you mentioned his best friend's mom being in the stands. Her son, Andrew Wilmot, tragically passed away in a car accident and was a catcher for his high school state championship team there in the Atlanta area. And he wore the number 22 through his career for him. So that's just kind of one of those, kind of moments to tie everything together. But man, he was only a one-time All-Star in his rookie season at that, but still was a 5-time Gold Glove winner. I think 2012, and then won it back years from 14 to 17. So man, it's kind of it's showing my age now, because I remember him coming and playing his first game and stuff like that. And definitely, he's only about 18 days older than me, but he gets to retire, and I got to work about 2 days after I die just to pay everything off.
Hey man, that's how it is. You throw a baseball, man, you'll get rewarded for it. Ben, what about you? Anything?
Yeah, I'd say my favorite memories of him. I'll be honest, baseball's not my favorite sport, but I do watch it, especially in late season. I remember growing up, I remember I was pretty young, but I remember when he was with the Braves, just how awesome he was to watch, man. He was a part of a really just all-star hitting rotation, batting rotation at the time, and just getting to watch him through his early years, and to further allude to what Shane said, being an all-star as a rookie, man. He was just he was really a joy to watch. I mean, of course, you could argue that his best years career-wise are probably when he was with the Dodgers. Being a Braves supporter that I am, I certainly remember him most when he was with the Braves.
Yes, man. I know he did win a World Series with Chicago, but yeah, man. Like Shane alluded to, with that size, it was like what 6'5", 6'6", 250.
6'5",
Yeah, man.
He looked like a small forward out there, man.
Yeah, man. I remember the memory that I have of him. It was a long time ago. I think he had just got with the Braves. It was around that time, but he was walking around some park. What park was this? He was walking around some park, and I know he had a big crowd around him, man. And I'm like, who's this? I was not watching baseball at the time. I was like, who's this? My friend was like, man, that's Jason Heyward, man. He's gonna be the Brave savior. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. But his size, that's what I remember. I remember his size. I was like, man, you sure you don't play for the Hawks? You sure good? He was a big boy, man. So I'm gonna shout out to Jason Heyward, man. And heck of a career. Like Shane said, man, 5-time Golden Glove winner, man. He was an all-star. It was just, which is better than 99% of the players that come in to play baseball. So,
well, I mean, Fielder's Bible even put him up there as one of the best defensive outfielders in the 2000s.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
So, I mean, he was a great defensively. With
Yeah.
all that athleticism, of course, you know that. And I mean, baseball is the hardest sport. You make the Hall of Fame,
Mhm.
only succeeding 3 out of every 10 times.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Yeah, baseball very tough sport to play too, man. I had the luxury of at least trying out to play a lot of collegiate sports and high school sports as well, man. Baseball is just a tough one. Baseball and golf, the two most difficult sports I've ever played. So yeah, man. Shout out to Jason Heyward, man. But let's go ahead. Did he have a brother that played too for the
That
Yeah,
does
yeah.
sound familiar.
His brother came into the league, I think, when he left and went to Chicago, I think in 2016.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I forget his name, though.
Was it Cam Hayward or something?
I
I
don't
could be
know.
mistaken.
He
Cam
played
Heyward
for
plays for the
Miami.
Steelers.
Okay, that's why I'm thinking Cam Hayward. But I know
He
he had a
played
brother.
played for the Miami Hurricanes.
Okay. I know.
Yeah,
Chad,
back in 2015.
if anybody out there in the chat, man, can do some research for us, man, let's find out who Jason Hayward's brother was. But I can't remember. I think they played together on the same team too. They played together on the Braves for a little bit.
I got you.
Appreciate it. If I'm not mistaken, I think they played together on the Braves. I don't know why.
I don't know about the Braves.
No, he's okay. So Jacob Heyward is 6 years younger than him, and he serves as
Okay.
manager for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I think didn't Heyward play for the Giants at that time?
Maybe. All right. We're gonna move on, guys, to our last topic here, man. Tiger Woods back in the news again for the wrong reasons. Again, another DUI. And first off, before we get into that, let me say, before we scrutinize and get into Tiger Woods stuff, I'm gonna get the story. He got pulled over. Okay. He said he didn't drink, whatever. He wasn't drunk, whatever. And he passed the breathalyzer test. All right.
Yeah, he didn't get pulled over. He rolled his car, his SUV.
That's what happened. He had an accident. He had rolled his car. And he passed the breathalyzer test. He passed it. But he refused to take, what was it? A urine sample. He refused to give a urine sample. So then if you refuse to give a urine sample, then all that stuff happens. So I want to preface that by saying this, man. I wanted to, preface that first. But again, as it stands, in the news for the wrong reasons, again, man, Tiger Woods hit with a DUI. Let me see. 10 years, what is it? Exactly 10 years since his last. Some people might call it a cry for help, from him and his camp. He's dodged a lot of brushes with death. A couple, getting away from a scorned woman, that's a feat in itself. But he has a lot of work to do to salvage his name, and that's even if he can. But could Tiger end up throwing the rest of his career away and spend time in jail? I don't think it's that serious. I don't think he will, due to the fact that he did pass the breathalyzer test. But tell me, it's a crazy situation. But tell me, Shane, what do you think about this, man?
Well, man, it's an unfortunate situation. The kind of come about. It's a lot of people have kind of scrutinized him for what he's done. I mean, I know the back surgery that he had the first time, and my dad's had the exact same one before, and even before he had that one, he asked about playing golf and doing all that kind of stuff, and they said, yeah, good luck. So definitely great for Tiger to come back from these medical illnesses and ailments that he's had. But it seems like he's on a every 10-year kind of cycle, that something in his personal life comes back to bite him. As you mentioned, the first time was a scorned woman and a 7-iron going through the windshield. And then his first DUI arrest 10 years ago, and now this one. So it's it's kind of it's a cycle that seems to repeat itself here with Tiger, and hopefully everything kind of calm down and get the help that he needs or whatever it may be to get some normalcy back and into his life and hopefully see him back out at the SoFi Center for the TGL and stuff like that here next year. But definitely a pretty a sad story coming out. I mean, I know Matt, you'll enjoy this one. He was driving more like he was in Athens instead of Augusta.
What about you, Ben? What do you think of this, man? About the Tiger stuff?
Well, I hate to. I'm not going to be a doomsday prophet. However, to quote the late great philosopher George Santayana, those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. I think, this being not the first occasion that Tiger Woods has, come face to face with death, as you have already mentioned, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for him. I mean, and I think, to answer your question of will this be, the final nail in the coffin in his career, I think the answer is no. I don't think this is what's going to cause it, but I think it will expedite it. Yes. I mean, not necessarily because of the event itself, but because Tiger Woods is 50 years old. I mean, the oldest guy to ever win a Masters was 46 years old. So, at what point do you, as Tiger Woods, say, okay, I'm 50 years old, I've accomplished all I need to accomplish. At what point do I just step away from the game? And I think that's totally unrelated from this incident. But that said, we can talk all day long about what he needs to learn from this incident. He needs to learn from this incident. He does, but it's not going to be what ends his career.
Okay. Well, I will say, man, I'm pretty sure his career is kind of there at the end of it, but it's not the last time we're going to hear Woods, man. Little Charlie is little Charlie. He got some skills. Little Charlie got some skills. All right. Well, all right, guys. We're gonna bring on a special guest today. You guys have seen him before. You guys have seen him plenty of times before, man. Probably one of the most knowledgeable guys that we've had on here. We're gonna welcome John from the Pitch Grid. John, what's up, man? How's everything going? Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? Nah, we're good, man.
I'm
good, man.
I'm glad to hear. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Love hearing your comments.
Good. So, John, man, what's up, man? I know you got something for us. What you got for us, man?
Well, it's been an active week in terms of soccer news. Quick mention real quick before we get on to the soccer news. We had Tiger Woods. I wanted to mention Tiger Woods' dad, who used to go to Kansas State University, and that's always a fun fact. I always like to have. I'm a K-State fan. So, anyways, on to the soccer news. We had a full week of European World Cup qualifications, and as we had 7 to 8 games going on at once. It was like soccer's version of Sunday Ticket, and it was a blast. We had a lot of good games. We had also a couple intercontinental playoff games happening in Mexico as well. So let's start in Europe. We had everything from blowouts, Denmark beating North Macedonia 4-0, Sweden winning 3-1, and then we had Poland coming back from 1 goal down to win 2-1. So now all of these teams are going to their respective finals, and if they win those games, they move on to the World Cup. And we then had a couple of the best games of the day. We had tiny nation of Kosovo, who has never been to the World Cup. They played Slovakia and Bratislava, went 2-0 down, and then came back and won 4-2. Well, 4-3, actually. Slovakia scored a late goal in the extra time. But Kosovo is now 1 game away going to their first ever World Cup. So that's a really cool story as well. And then we had Wales taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia has not been to the World Cup in quite some time, since the early 2000s. Wales is trying to get back for the first time in 4 years. They were at the last World Cup, but they cost themselves. They and Ireland both cost themselves with missed chances. They had tons of golden chances this game away. They were up 1-0 for the majority of the match, and Bosnia equalized with a 40-year-old Edin Dzeko. He headed home the equalizer in the 87th minute to send the game to extra time, which is 2 15-minute periods. And then they went down to penalty kicks, and Wales took the lead, but Bosnia came back after 2 dreadful penalties by Wales, one of which just was died by Brennan Johnson. And Bosnia-Herzegovina move on, and is the second straight tournament that Wales will have gone out on a penalty shootout in qualifications. Now, Ireland would have they also qualified, or trying to qualify for the World Cup. They're first since 2002. And the last time they tried qualifying for a World Cup, they lost to Czechia. Well, guess who they were playing on Thursday? Czechia. Well, and they were up 2-0, and Ireland gives up a penalty 30 seconds later that Czechia converts to go behind 2-1, and then they equalize late to make it 2-2, and then Czechia also wins on penalties. So it was a crazy afternoon of soccer. On Thursday, we also had Bolivia winning or Suriname 2-1. If Suriname would have won, they would have been the lowest ranked ever country to qualify for a World Cup. But sadly, that didn't happen. They got outscored in the last extra few minutes by Bolivia. And then Jamaica is now also away from qualifying. So now we have our playoff finals for the World Cup set up going on tomorrow. So keep your eyes on that. We're going to have a lot of fun games coming up tomorrow.
Okay. All right. John, man, once again, man, let me get us back up on here. There we go. All right, John, man, again, thank you for the update, man. Tell us, man, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
Well, I think we're going to see Denmark probably pull out their win. I think we're going to see Denmark. We're going to see Turkey versus Kosovo. As much as I would like Kosovo to win and go to their first ever World Cup, I kind of feel like Turkey's going to pull this out. They're just a much better country. They would qualify for their first World Cup since 2002. It's Poland versus Sweden. I picked Poland to move on just because they have a lot of the better players, in my opinion. Sweden does have one of the better strikers in Victor Gyökeres, but I don't think he himself can carry Sweden to win over Poland. And then the last game is Italy. Italy's trying to qualify for their first World Cup in 3 qualifying cycles, actually, which is rare for Italy because they're such a storied nation in terms of soccer. Their country has one of the top 5 leagues in the world in Serie A, historically speaking. And I do think they're going to pull it off. You just cannot count Italy out with the talent and the experience that they have. So I think we're going to see a combination of Italy, Poland, Turkey, and Denmark moving on to the World Cup from Europe. And I think we're going to see DR Congo and Iraq move on as well for the Intercontinental Playoff. I just don't see Bolivia or Jamaica having enough firepower to get past either of those two.
Okay. Awesome. Well, again, everybody, this is John from the Pitch Grid. John, man, kind of let everybody know where they can find you, man. Kind of give us your social media, give us all your information, just kind of give us all your paperwork.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Also, real quick, want to shout out a National Women's Soccer League record of attendance. Denver, 3,000 people attend their inaugural home opener, their inaugural season. So that was a really cool story over the weekend as well. But you can find the Pitch Grid podcast on all social medias, Instagram, X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. We're pretty much everywhere you can think of. You can find the podcast on YouTube and Spotify, Apple, wherever you find your podcast. And like and subscribe. We got a lot of World Cup content coming up. And, of course, NFL offseason drafts coming up. We're going to have some mock draft stuff coming up and all that. So appreciate you guys having me on.
All right. Once again, John from Pitch Grid.
Yeah, before we let you go,
Yes, sir.
there's an interesting story that you may know a little bit more about on Savvy King. Could you let us know about that?
Oh yeah, she got to come back after. So Sunny King is a NWSL player who has a heart condition, and she collapsed on the field a couple of years ago, and she came back, made her season debut this last weekend, and it's just really cool to see. A very inspiring. ESPN did a little short story on her as well. It reminds me. You guys will probably relate to this more. Keontae Johnston. It reminds me of his story a lot. So having a ill heart condition on the field, coming back and playing again. So it's good to see her playing and competing in full competition. So,
Oh yeah, well I appreciate that, John, man. Appreciate you coming on with us, man. You have a good one.
you too.
All right, thanks, John, man. Appreciate it, boss. Appreciate it.
Hey, buddy.
Anytime, man.
All right, guys. Shane, got any sports stories that you want to kind of throw out there at us today?
Yeah, I got a little one since we just spoke about Savvy King and kind of an incredible journey comeback from a medical condition. I want to talk about this past weekend's winner at the Houston Open, Mr. Gary Woodland. He's a professional golfer. Kind of broke out onto the scene in the 2010s, and then got all the way up to 12th ranked in the world. Won a U.S. Open at Pebble Beach Golf Links. So a great player. But in August of 2023, he came out and announced that he had a brain tumor. And they made the decision after about 6 or 7 weeks of him trying to take some medication and play through it. They made the decision to go ahead and surgically remove part of the tumor in his brain. So had brain surgery in September of 2023. Was back out on the course. Has been back for a couple of years now. Last year, as a matter of fact, he lost the Houston Open by 1 stroke. But man, he came back strong this past weekend after revealing a couple of weeks ago of just a horrible struggle with PTSD because of the surgeries and all. But came back, had a 1-stroke lead going into the final round on Sunday. Quickly stretched that out to 7 strokes. I think eventually ended up winning by 5 strokes to capture his first win since overcoming brain surgery and all that. So definitely a special moment. We got to watch. Man, he was extremely emotional after that final putt went in. Just a great thing to watch and a great comeback story to kind of let you guys know about.
Awesome.
All right, what about you, Ben? You got a story or anything you want to share with the group today?
Yeah, absolutely. Shane, buddy, I don't know if I can top yours. That's awesome, man. That's a good story. But I do have one on the subject of perseverance. It's not quite as deep, but it is a story on perseverance nonetheless. We were talking to Coach Vince earlier about the little guy, talking about those who you would never suspect as someone who could be successful, but we can all be successful. And I want to mention a player who is about to be drafted into the NFL, likely going to be a first-round draft pick by the name of Akeem Messidor. Now, for those of y'all that are watching that are real football junkies, y'all know who I'm talking about. But he's not well known by, I would say by the normal public. He is the normal public, I would say, know his running mate, a guy by the name of Reuben Bain. Reuben Bain was one of the stars on a national championship appearance team for the Miami Hurricanes just this past football season. But his running mate is no slouch either. Akeem Messidor is a guy who started out at West Virginia. Started out as a recruit that admittedly did not have a ton of offers, at least not from the big dogs. He started out at West Virginia. He finished with 34.5 career sacks in college before he ended up obviously transferring to Miami. And the story here is, a lot of y'all may be saying, well, what's the importance of this? The importance is this. The man ended up playing on a championship team. The man is now going to be a first-round draft pick, and he's going to be making millions. Now, if you had said, 4 years ago when he was at West Virginia, if anybody had been saying, hey, this guy's going to be a first-round draft pick, let alone he's going to be in the NFL, I think everybody would have laughed. So the message here is, guys, especially if we have any high school football players that are watching this right now, and you're thinking, man, I can't get any exposure, man, I just don't know what I got to do to get offered by one of these schools. Look, man, especially in the era of the transfer portal, all you got to do, all it takes is just one big game. All it takes is one big break. I hate to keep beating a dead horse, what Coach Vince already said, but man, trust the process. Keep doing you. Keep working hard. Keep doing your thing. Even if you only get a couple offers, man, let's say you get an offer to Old Dominion, for instance. Yeah, it's not going to be super flashy, but look, man, you go there, you ball out. All it takes is one coach to notice you, man. That's all it takes. And next thing you know, you could be playing for a national championship, and then after that, you could be a first-round pick. So for all those that are watching today, thinking that, man, I cannot get recognized. Yeah, you can, man. Yeah, you can. Keep plugging, keep working.
All right, again, man. Good wise words from Ben, man. That's the story, man. That's hard work, man. That's a whole other topic that I don't really want to get into, man. But to kind of piggyback off of it, man, it's like a lot of these newer kids out now, this younger generation, they don't know about hard work. They don't grow up having to succeed. They want to succeed. Man. So it's about those where if you can get that mindset that you have to succeed to survive, then you're gonna do great things, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our next segment, man, guys. Our honorable mentions. I'm pretty sure Brandon would be proud of this little honorable mention picture here, whatever, man. Honorable mentions here. For those who don't know, man, honorable mentions, that's when we kind of go through and we kind of, highlight athletes that are doing good or maybe something that is went under the radar that we haven't seen. We're just highlighting some good sports, man. So, guys, I'm actually Brandon has a few things, man, that he wants to highlight. So I'm going to be Brandon for these honorable mentions, man. First off, Brandon's first honorable mention, man. As he said this one is going to be a tough one for him. But shout out, whoa. Shout out to the New York Yankees for what they did to start the season. It's never been done. It's never been done. The Yankees have never done it. If that's true, this is wild. They started 2-0. You mean to tell me the Yankees never started 2-0 before? Seriously? With back-to-back. I see. With back-to-back shutouts. They started 2-0 with back-to-back shutouts. Now, obviously, they aren't going to go 162 and zip, but congrats to the Yankees for winning big the first couple of games to start the season. Who did they play, Shane? Who did they play?
It was Giants. They played the Giants.
Okay. All right.
This past weekend.
Shane, your first honorable mention?
My first honorable mention is going to go out to the Seattle Mariners. They have a special home Sunday jersey this year. It's a commemorative 1946 Seattle Steelheads jersey. The Steelheads were a Negro League team that played there from 44 to 46. They've worn the jersey before. I believe they debuted it in 95. But for the past few years, they've worn it on Juneteenth as a kind of a honorary type deal. But this year, they're going for it every home Sunday game. They wear the Steelhead throwbacks.
Okay. All right. Ben, go ahead.
I want to mention a guy by the name of Chase DeLauder. For those of y'all that don't know, he is leading the MLB right now in home runs. Now, a lot of y'all saying, man, big whoop, we're 3 games in. Look, man, the guy has 4 home runs. I don't care. For 2 games in, you're averaging over a home run a game. Like, Yeah, obviously he's not going to sustain that over the course of the season, man. But I wanted to mention him because, the Cleveland Guardians, man, they're a team that obviously has been much maligned. They're a team that has struggled, but it looks like they have a young stud in Chase DeLauder. Man, looks like a guy that is in his first year in the majors, and he looks like a guy that maybe could be a breakout star for them. And if we got any Cleveland fans in here, man, y'all got a young stud to look forward to. I feel like.
God, it's always nice to be on a team and have a young stud that's ready. Oh wait, we got Acuna. I'm tripping. But no, very good. Nah, I'm just playing, man. Nah, yeah, Austin Riley too. But nah, man, shout out to anybody succeeding in the game of baseball. Again, guys, one of the toughest sports I've played, man. Anyways, Brandon's second shout out, man. Our second honorable mention. Shout out to James Tolkien, the principal from Back to the Future and Top Gun. He passed away over the weekend at the age of 94. Always enjoyed his stuff and was a pretty big sports fan. I mean, can you guys, I hate segueing, but can you imagine being 94 years old, man? I mean, like what's the mindset there, man? I mean, getting out of bed is a dang marathon. It's a struggle. Like, I mean, I just wanted to kind of put that out there, man. But so shout out to him, man. Shout out to James Tolkien, RIP, man. Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, my second honorable mention is going to go to a guy that I talked about with our good friend Marcus Mack a few episodes ago, Monotaka Murakami of the Chicago White Sox. They're playing this evening. Could be the second only MLB player to hit a home run in each of his first 4 games in the majors.
Wow.
Trevor Story is the only other player to do so. And they're playing tonight, but he was a off-season signing there for the White Sox, and I had some faith in him. I talked about him. I didn't think he'd be this good this early, but man, definitely shout out to that young man for coming over and showing what he can do in the MLB.
Okay, Ben, you got another one?
I sure do. I wanted to give a shout out to the Toronto Raptors. Now, a lot of this has probably been flying under the radar because what they did last night was probably overshadowed by the UConn game. But man, not to be taken lightly. The Toronto Raptors went on a 31-0 run at one point in their game against Orlando Magic last night. Now, the importance of that is the biggest run in a single game in NBA history. All kind of records being broken this year in NBA, man. Bam Adebayo getting 83 points.
Oh, gosh.
Now you got the Toronto Raptors going on a 31-0 run. Also shout out to Scotty Barnes, man. Scotty Barnes had 15 assists last night. Man, that guy, Scotty Barnes, is one of the most underrated ballers in the NBA. That dude does not get enough credit. And I tell you this, look out for the Toronto Raptors. For those of y'all that are NBA fans listening to this, I'm telling y'all, they're a sleeper to win the whole dang thing. I'm serious. I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying they're a team we got to keep our eye on for real. If they keep playing like that, now obviously they ain't going to go a 31-0 run probably again at all. Probably won't happen. But if you got Scotty Barnes keep playing on that level, man, I'm telling you, they're legit.
No.
They beat Orlando, who is a potential playoff team as well, by what, 40 points last night?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I mean, you look at Toronto's lineup. They got Emmanuel Quickly, who's a solid point guard. Not going to dominate the ball too much. They got Ingram, of course. They got RJ Barrett, of course. They got Scotty Barnes, of course. They got really good bench players, man. They have a really good, solid team, and it could be a sleeper. You're absolutely right, and especially with their big man. I can't remember his name. Can't remember his name, but great rebounder. Jacob Pirtle, great rebounder. Also, they come off the bench to get the young kid. Oh my God, young kid. I can't remember his name. Gosh, I can't remember his name. He went to College of Kansas. Grady Dick. Grady Dick coming off the bench too as well, man. That can provide scoring. A great size 6'8" kid too, man. So Toronto has some ballers, man. They got some players, and I think they have a really good move. I was skeptical with the Brandon Ingram move that was made a couple seasons ago, but he's fitting very well. He's not overly dominating the ball, and he's picking his spots. So I think they got some great chemistry, great coaching, and I'm also shocked at RJ Barrett. He's playing very solid basketball too, man, shooting some good percentages. I was down on him when he was at the Knicks, so I'm glad the change of scenery helped him. I actually have a honorable mention that I kind of want to give to, man. I hope I don't take you guys as honorable mention, man. But shout out to Braylon Mullins in the game winner for UConn over Duke, man. UConn was down about 19 at one point in the game, and they just battled back. I was watching the game, man, and they would in the second half they just weren't making mistakes. They were hitting the open man, and they were playing back. Yeah, and Duke was taking long contested twos and things like that. You're up 19 points. What are you doing? Why is Carlos Boozer shooting threes? I mean, he can shoot, he can hit them, but why are you up 15? Why is he shooting threes? So I mean, things like that, man. And then the horrid, and I hate it for this kid, but the horrid pass of Caden Boozer, man. You're better than that. That's your starting
ball, man. Just hold the ball.
Yeah, once you got the ball in, and they got it in somebody's hands, just hold it. Just hold it. They're either gonna put you on the line or the game's over.
That's it. I think when Sarr got it, because I went to Boozer first, the older Boozer first, and then he passed it to Sarr, but you got it to a guard. I think Sarr sort of dribbled it out instead of trying to find Caden, but Caden was just put in a bad spot where he had two wide open guys under the basket, but then you had two 6'8" guys right in front of your face. And Braylon Mullins is the first round draft pick, guys. He's had a great season for UConn. That shot just probably catapulted him into lottery. So, shout out to Braylon Mullins and UConn for storming back, man, and having some of that March Madness magic that they've had the last few seasons. So let's go to Brandon's. Another Brandon's third honorable mention. Shout out indeed to Lander University in Greenwood, South Carolina. I said Lander, not Greenwood. LOL. Whatever. But anyways, they made it to the D2 National Championship game against Gannon University on April 5th. So that's Brandon's third honorable mention. Shane, you got another one?
Yeah. I got one for my last honorable mention. I'm going to keep it on the kind of baseball theme here. It's going to go out to old man, Mr. Justin Verlander. He's starting, getting his first start of the year tonight with the Tigers. This is the first time that he's suiting up with the Tigers since 2017. So definitely, interested to see him back in that uniform. And I mean, albeit possibly a swan song season, with it being his 21st season in the major leagues. So definitely shout out to Justin Verlander. always, more so the namesake here lately than what he's done on the mound. But man, more than likely a Hall of Fame career here. So shout out Justin Verlander.
Good. Ben, you got any last honorable mentions or anything?
Yeah, I do. I got one more.
Okay. Go ahead.
And I apologize if it was mentioned last week, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it again because I think it's worth mentioning if it has already been mentioned.
Okay.
The Tennessee Titans. Now, the Tennessee Titans announcing their new uniforms back a couple weeks ago now. I think it's great for that franchise. That franchise, man, I think, obviously they've been the laughingstock in the NFL for, at least 4 or 5 years. I mean, I remember in 2021 when I think they beat the Bengals in the playoffs, if I remember correct. But they haven't done much since. And, they definitely needed some new energy. They definitely needed a new look, so to speak. They needed a fresh slate. And, man, they've done that with drafting Cam Ward. They had a good free agency, or at least on the surface that we think they did. And now they got new uniforms. Hey, they're going to have a new stadium in the next year or two, if I remember correct. Tennessee Titans are doing some big things over there in Nashville. And, I think, will they make the playoffs this year? No, almost certainly not. Will they be improved though? I think so. And I think, I think their trajectory is certainly pointing up. They're definitely going to look good, if nothing else. Even if they only win 5 games, they're going to look good while they lose. So we got to give them a shout out, man. They got some fresh unis. If y'all haven't seen them, pull them up online. They look good.
I haven't seen them. I'm gonna check them out, man. But you would think with all the way they hit free agency, they can at least get to 6 or 7 wins, man. The way they hit free agency. So Yeah, we'll see. 6'7", 6'7". We'll see. All right. And Brandon's last honorable mention, guys. Shout out to the LSU Lady Tigers softball program. They have set the number 3 ranked Oklahoma Sooners, who were just in the middle of a 22-game win streak. Big win indeed. So, shout out to the LSU Lady Tigers for doing that. All right, guys. Amazing episode. Great topics that we talked about. We talked about WNBA, Jason Heyward retiring. We talked with our guy Vince. Talked with John from Pitch Grid. But first, Sportz Nutz needs your help. We've already got some responses, but let's fill the inboxes with more. What we need is for you to help us grow segment-wise. We are looking for 1 or maybe 2 permanent segments for our show. Send an email to BrandonKeelerOnRadio@gmail.com or message us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which is Nutty Sports Talk, or TikTok. TikTok at Brandon.Keeler8. Message Shane on all his socials. You can message me. Not repeating your lame joke, Brandon. And Ben, message Ben as well. We'll choose the best answers. If you are selected, here's what you win. You win a few things. First, you win a segment on our show. What you get to do is you get to debate us on any segment. We will create a one-time intro video for you. I will create a one-time intro video for you, and even get you 1 or 2 short clips for your show, man. You forever get to be known as the one who helped us grow. So, if you have to submit, your segment ideas before April 26, 2026. All right. Also, our upcoming episodes, episode 211 Wednesday. Also, April 1st. And no, this is no April Fool's joke, but we have a great episode lined up. NFL Mock Draft Round 2 on episode 212, Friday, April 3rd. Well, actually, I think Tyler McBridge of NFL Production Crew, that's moved to the 8th. That's going to be April 8th, if I'm not mistaken. But also 213 on Monday, April 6th. Kanoa Lehigh joins the show from Spectrum Sports Hawaii. In episode 214 on Wednesday, April 8th, is the 3rd and final round of the NFL Mock Draft. And also Tyler McBridge, who of the NFL Production Crew, will be on that show as well. I won't be here next week, guys. I will be slapping Mickey Mouse down in Disney World, so I won't be here next week at all. But I'll try to check in here and there, do a couple of the episodes. I said try. So with that being said, for everybody who tuned in tonight, and those who are watching the coming days, thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our year-end goal is 8,500. Please also follow us on Facebook and help us get to 2,500 followers there. Help us out on Twitter or X. Help us get to 5,500 followers before the end of this year, 2026. Follow Brandon's TikTok page, Brandon.Keeler8. Our year-end goal is 5,500. There on TikTok, we're at 2,200 now. And last but not least, follow our Instagram. Our year-end goal is to get to 4,500 there. We also air on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Podbean, and Amazon. We'll rather you guys listen to the shows on there. Brandon never alludes to this, but we want you to, listen to the show on Spotify and Apple Music, iHeartRadio, so we can get paid. Pretty much, man. But also, guys, go ahead and give your final goodbyes real quick. Ben, go ahead.
As I always say, thank y'all for tuning into the show. For all those that are watching on YouTube, or maybe you're tuning in on Facebook, or for those of y'all that will listen to the show later, thank y'all for the love and support. We got nothing but love for y'all, and everybody be safe this evening. It's Monday, but guess what? It's almost Tuesday, so it's one day closer to Friday. Everybody have a good week. Be safe, and God bless.
All right, Shane, go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, we appreciate everybody out there watching. Definitely everybody that listened to us tonight on KFCE, Tiger Nation Live, 95.5 down in Terrell, Texas. We always enjoy bringing y'all great content. But as always, may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
All right, guys. So all I'm gonna say today is goodbye. All right, guys. Sportz Nutz out. Go ahead and listen to the soothing grooves of this outro, and we will talk to you guys on Wednesday.
Bye.